Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Picnic Table Chat Show. It is Season 8, Episode 20, and it's just going to be a short one tonight because we haven't got an awful lot to talk about. I'm boiling hot and I'm awfully tired, so we're not going to be staying about too long. Good evening, everyone I haven't said hello to in the chat already. There's plenty of you here. I'm not going to go through all of you, but I can just say hi, Kat, Dean, Dawn, Antisocial, anyone else I haven't said hello to yet. Hello and good evening. Thanks for joining. We've got Norfolk Animals here looking for a name suggestion for his praying mantis. So get on that. Give him some good suggestions, please. Chuck down in the chat. And whilst I'm at it, don't forget to hit that like button as well. So first things first, let's talk about the Bristol show. We are like 20-something, 28-ish days away or something. I've lost count, completely lost count. But we're like 20-something odd days away from the Bristol event. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. I can't wait to see you all there. We've got some updates that are going to be going on the website soon. Some extra traders are coming with us to the Bristol show that aren't already on the list. So they're going to be going up there real soon as well. Whilst I'm on the subject, a little reminder, obviously every ticket, adult ticket that is bought, either online or on the day, will be entered into a raffle for a bioactive terrarium supplied by Cookies Reptiles. He's actually sat here with me right now. Say hello, Paul.
Hello, everyone.
So yeah, massive thank you to him for supplying that for us for that raffle. So yeah, do come along to that show. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and like I say, great chance to win something cool there. We do have our raffle online as well. You can grab the tickets on the product page on the merchandise. Completely went blank there. I've been over it 100 million times. £2.50 a ticket, or you get 5 for a tenner. Loads of great prizes. You can find all the details on the website. I'm sure Dean or one of the moderators will post that link for us in a minute if they haven't already. Turns out I've got a slight delay to the comments that come through. I've only just really learned how long this delay is. It's quite a substantial delay. It's like a good 5 to 10 seconds after you post a comment that I get to see it. So yeah, bit of random information for you. Other things that we got going on, it feels like I'm talking the news here a little bit. I'm not doing the news. I've actually shouted at the... Yeah, exactly, Kat. Thank you. Hello, Marcus. I don't think I said... I think I might have said that, but I can't remember. Cannot remember. Anyways, other things we got going on. This coming Saturday... Not yesterday, Saturday coming, we're going to be at Dorchester Prison. So if you're in the local area, head over to Dorchester Prison. It's like a Saturday market that they host there. And we're going to have a nice big pitch and some cool animals for you to come and see and interact with, as well as a few things that you can buy, of course. So yeah, come on over to that event. It'll be great fun. And then a couple of weeks after that, we're somewhere else, Maiden Castle House in Dorchester. And then we've got our event up in Bristol as well. But we've got loads of events. If you're interested in any of the events, we're sort of getting out all over the Dorset at the minute, all throughout summer. So do head over to the events page on the website, and they're all listed there. I think every single one's listed at the moment that we are officially booked into. So head on over there and have a look as well. So we're watching the Polyrackets dives at the minute. I've fed them a little bit of sugars. Obviously, this is the bridge that connects the three tanks. It goes up and left and right. Oh, that one's got a larvae. What's he doing? Fair enough. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, so we put some sugars on the bridge just to see like how many we could attract to it really, and it turns out it's quite a few. Now the camera doesn't really do it any justice. Like you could look at like what's on screen and it looks like a lot, but then when you go and look at the actual bridge itself, it's like pretty much just black covered. You can't really see them. It's very cool. But yeah, so that's the Polyrackets dive. So I did see it in the chat earlier. I was just a bit busy and couldn't really answer. So we're watching Polyrackets dives, the lesser weaver ants. I am doing a big episode on them at the minute because we're adding in something without giving the video away. We're going to be making something really cool, which is going to like, yeah, it's not really necessary for most people, but for ants which are just this relentless, like we've just given them like half a bottle of sugars and they've pretty much destroyed it all instantly. So yeah, that just gave it away. Whoops. Right, it doesn't matter. Watch that video when we release it. It won't be long, about a week or so. I keep meaning to film more of it, but then I go to script it and my mind goes blank because I'm just so tired. I think I'm overworking myself at a minute, but it's got to be done before the show. Just going through the comments a second so I don't miss anything. Thank you, Dino, for putting that. Yeah, my microphone, it wasn't like registering on the computer for some reason. So I could have done it on the camera microphone, but last time I done that, you all moaned at me that you couldn't hear, and I ended up shouting. So we've got, yeah, it's one of those things. We got it going. What's everyone been up to? Has anyone caught many ants yet? Nuptial flights are in the process of happening across the UK. They haven't, in my own opinion, I don't think it's gone like full flight yet. I think we've had sort of sporadic flights throughout the country so far, but it hasn't been the big one that we're all waiting for. I haven't had anything here. I've been watching, waiting, running, like checking every nest and every bush and every alleyway, you know. But there's been nothing on the island, and I don't think there's been any in Weymouth either. But from what I heard, there was some the other side of Dorchester, which is only about 20 miles from here, probably not even that far. So it is sort of hit and miss situation at the minute if you are getting it or not. Obviously, I've been over it a few times, but I'll tell you again because it's very relevant. You can put most of the species that we get in the UK, get the queens, you can put them all into one box before you go home and test tube them up. It saves you trying to test tube up in the field, which is very time consuming and quite difficult. Just take a spoon and a lunchbox with you. If you use some of our barrier mix or any barrier mix, basically ant slip or whatever, just use it around the edge of the box. Simple as that. Even put the lid on the box on top of that and make a little hole in the lid. Just makes it extra secure. Take a spoon with you, scoop them straight in. It's as easy as that. You know, you want to try and be gentle with them, but you got to be kind of quick because they are really quick and they are looking for a place to hide. I find with Lasius niger, quite often it's best to find them on like pavements and things because they are really quick and they will be looking for the grass. The minute they find the grass, they are kind of hard to find, and they'll look for a tiny crack in the ground and they'll disappear, and that'll be that. But yeah, it was really good fun. Get out, catch some ants. Let us know if you need any help. Obviously, I will advise where I can. But I know quite a few of you have already been out ant catching, which is brilliant. And I know you've got quite a few bundles. The way to say this, don't be disheartened if not all of your queens survive. There is quite a high rate of like deaths, you know, after a nuptial flight. Not all queens are strong enough to survive the founding period without eating. Basically, they haven't fattened up enough before leaving the nest. Some queens will be taken by parasites, etc., etc. Not all queens will survive, so don't be disheartened if some of yours do end up dying within even the next few days. You might also notice that if you've already caught them over a day or so ago, that they've probably already got eggs. Lasius niger in particular will start laying almost straight away. Just get them in a test tube once you've sorted them out from the box. Obviously, water, fresh water in the end, bit of cotton, and then the ant goes in, followed by cotton. Make sure you're wrapping them as well, because the light will stress them out and they might not lay at all. If you suck on one of the tubes, oh yeah, I've seen those Hoover things. They're pretty cool. Was it you that showed me that, Marcus? It must have been, actually. Yeah, it's a hefty little device. I wouldn't want to get it wrong and suck one up though, because I probably would. Can you imagine that? Like, yeah, breathing in the ants. Like, I don't know what. Like, I wouldn't want ant. You know, when you see on YouTube, sometimes they got like centipedes and stuff in their mouths. I can't do that. Not even with an ant. I wouldn't want to do that with an ant. It'd get down your throat. Yummy. So whilst we're looking at the polydives, let's have a little talk about the polydives. We've been experiencing a nuptial flight with the polydives. I will talk about that in a second, Gary. That's really cool. We've been experiencing a nuptial flight with the Polyrhacus dives for about a year now. They've pretty much just been producing queens, and like they've been mating and leaving the nest non-stop. It's taken a long time to actually like get a good colony going from them, but we can now say that we've got a few successful colonies laying eggs and going properly, and we've now started selling them as well. We're not selling them on the store yet. You're going to have to wait for that a little bit longer, but the first colonies have gone out to a few trusted people just to get them out there. So that's really exciting. Obviously, they come from my own home colony, so I'm pretty excited to bud them off as such, not have so many queens in the nest. Well, right. So let's talk about that, Gary. You've asked, is there any uncommon species in the UK? There is. In the UK, we've got about 56 species, and I cannot tell you all of them, not even close. But we do have some not rare species, but uncommon for the UK. We do have some. In fact, on my island of Portland, good night, Norfolk Animals. Thank you for coming in, buddy. Was it on my island of Portland? We have some species that are very, very rare. Some species, I believe it was emigratus. There's only a few registered locations in the country, Portland being one of them. And yeah, but we've got about 56 different species. You're going to have to do some research into what species they are and when they all fly, because not all species, not all English species either, will fly on this date. They all kind of have their own set humidities and things that they're waiting for. It's all the same sort of period, I will say, because it's our warmer weather time, but it's not all at the same day. You're not guaranteed to go out and catch Fusca the same day that you catch Niger, but you could, but it's not guaranteed. And then the other thing is different times of day. Camponotus will tend to come out more when it's dark. Nigers will tend to be all day. So yeah, you need to like do a little bit of research into what we've got in the country, what you're going to be looking for, where to find them, and their sort of flying times. Really, it's an exciting experience because, like, yes, you can go out and catch Nigers by the bucketful, like just by a front door. But if you want to go proper ant hunting, go and find something like some acorn ants, or we have got some really cool species in the UK. So yeah, go for it. See what you can find. I've got one built for you, and there's a cause in there. Oh, absolutely amazing, Marcus. Thank you very much. Someone opened a container with a Scolopendron Harvey in it, and the centipede went mad. Yeah. Like my centipede, I try not to do much with the centipede. When I see him out and looking for food, we chuck food in. But apart from that, we don't really do much with it. It's one of those pets that you look at and you don't touch. Like it'll be painful It'd be very painful if it bit you. Just making sure I don't miss anything in the chat. If you've got any other questions, feel free to ask away. I will answer what I can with a half asleep brain. I'm just going back up through the chat to make sure I didn't miss anything further back. No, I don't think I did. Cool. Yeah, Marcus, that would be brilliant. Thank you. Is the Bristol show with reptiles? No, it is not. We don't have reptiles at any of our shows. Mainly because of licensing and things like that at the moment. Like, it's just a whole nother ball game if we start adding reptiles in. Oh, good evening, Ant Farm Surprise. I did see you there. Thank you for coming in, buddy. We were just talking about nuptial flights and the Polybacchus dives, really. We haven't got a lot to talk about tonight. We're actually heading towards the end of the stream already. It's been a very busy, long week. And as I was saying a minute ago, my brain is half asleep. And it's not generating the onwards conversation that it normally does. Yeah, that's it, Gary. If you've got woodland, like woodland, it sounds like it should be woodland, but that, yeah, all right, whatever. If you've got a wooded area in your local vicinity, head over to it. You might even have some formica over there. Obviously, formica are the wood ants, and they make the like mounded nests. They are absolutely spectacular, but I wouldn't advise going too close to the nest if they are preparing for the flight. Wait for the flight to happen and then look a bit further away. You don't want to go over to an angry formica colony. They do bite, they do spray acid, and it does hurt, especially when the acid gets inside of a bite. That's when it really hurts. No, I don't know about. We've got a what's the word? We've got a reptile thing on the stage, like a demonstration, Dawn, but we've not got any reptiles for sale there. Nothing like that. Marcus, I will go and chill very soon, but like I say we got to do a little episode, mainly because look at the dives. They need their screen time. That might be it, Dino. Thank you. Yeah. It might be that we're going to be at the IHS, the really big reptile show. The venue has been moved. They haven't announced where the venue is going to be. It's the 17th of September. We know that, but they haven't announced the location yet. They hopefully will in the next couple of weeks, I expect. So keep your eyes open for that. Obviously, that is a massive show. The last one over in Milton Keynes was like absolutely huge, ridiculous huge. But yeah, we're going to be there, trading, doing our thing, meeting people, showing off the ants. Okay, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it should be a good one, that one. I say I'm excited to be part of it. You know, there's no other ant sellers there, and you know the invert side sort of it's a lot smaller on the invert side because they are mainly a reptile show, so it's really sort of a privilege to be allowed in. You know. John, help me wrangle escape last year. What ones were escaping, Cat? I've actually not had too many escapees lately, but we're keeping the dives quite well fed, so that's probably it. Show the leaf cutters while the streams would like to see. Right, honestly, right, Ant Farm Surprise Charlie, we nearly, very, 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 very nearly showed the leaf cutters today, but but they had basically cut through most of their leaf before the stream started, and I looked in there, and it's pretty boring. They're not doing. I put a little bit of sugars in there, and they're everywhere now, aren't they? Yeah, they've covered it, like, but um, yeah, we'll do it again soon. They're doing really well. We're looking at doing a expansion soon, adding a whole new feeding area and fungus chamber sort of thing. Because the fungus chamber is pretty much full. It can go a little bit more, but it is pretty much full. Um, how hard are leaf cutters? They are very hard, Marcus. They are sort of like one of the pinnacles of ant keeping. It's not necessarily the ants. The ants themselves are quite hardy. It's the fungus that's very delicate. It needs very certain temperature and humidity requirements. And then it can just sort of go wrong really fast with loads of different things that can go wrong, and then that's the end of your colony basically. They're very expensive as well and require sort of a different setup and a different mindset to keeping other ants. So it's one of those you sort of go to when you've got all the other ant keeping skills down, if that makes sense. Not necessarily, some people jump straight in the deep end and do absolutely fine, but it's a lot of research involved, and yeah, learning on the job probably isn't the best idea with like a £200 colony. It's um, Cat, you're not useless, not at all. You're very good at staff. In fact, I'm looking forward to Bristol, right? Because all the staff have got quite a bit of experience behind them now, and we all sort of know what we're doing. I think we're well prepared this time. I was going to say this year, but for this show, I think we're well prepared for this show. Between us, we'll have it covered. The plastic tube connector into the rest of the setup had cracked. I don't know where the hell they were getting out, but once I realised it, yeah, you got to keep an eye on those connectors. They do crack, especially if they dry out, sort of thing. If the heat really gets to them, they do start to crack and wear and tear. If they get moved about a bit, they become loose as well. So yeah, do keep an eye on your connections. I go round probably once a week and do check connections on things like the Nico tanks and things like that, because it is one of those, like, if you're not keeping an eye on it, especially with Nicos that chew through things, they can come undone. I'm not looking at getting into them. I just love to look at them. Yeah, Marcus, you're doing really well. I mean, Marcus, I'm going to mention that now on stream. He brought it up to me the other day that his goal for the first year of ant keeping is not to lose, like not to have any deaths of queens. Now, I can say that is a very achievable goal, but it's also a very sensible goal, because as a first-time ant keeper, we all make mistakes for sure, and yeah, if you don't make those mistakes, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm back at having helping hand if need. Thank you, Dawn. That's absolutely amazing. Actually, you'll have to send me a message, or I'll send you a message. I'm not saying you have to send me a message. You know what I mean. If purchase a leaf cutter, do you go just right? Gary, if you were getting leaf cutters, go to Ants Davy. He sells them with workers. I don't think he sells them as just a queen. I don't honestly. I wouldn't know like where to start if it was just a queen, because they are. No, just go to Ants Davy. He's the only place to get leaf cutters, in my opinion. He's absolutely amazing. He's got a like WhatsApp group for all of them, and there's so much extra help for the leaf cutters. It's quite unreal, really. He's gone out of his way really hard on that, and he sells them with like 100 or 150 or 200 workers or something. And it's basically your starter colony. And when I say like 150 workers, that is a tiny, like smaller than a golf ball sized piece of fungus that he will send you, and it will grow from there. So I don't actually know how many workers would be in my leafcutter colony right now, but probably quite a few. The aquamyrmex are a lot more manageable than atta. Atta just kind of explode in numbers and aggressiveness, but aquamyrmex are just a lot more manageable. That's what I've gone for. A little bit slower, more controlled in the numbers, but they still have the exciting leaf cutting traits that I love, and what I was looking for. That mentioned you calling me. Thanks for doing that, Dino, posting that link in. Yeah, I always say Ants Davy is the best place to go for leaf cutters. His sort of experience with leaf cutters is unmatched, in my opinion, within the community. Anyways, there's probably people which know a lot more and scientists which know a lot more, but he's, the active one. He's got like this massive fish tank set up, and there's like loads of colonies that he's caring for, and he's a true master of the craft. So, but they are very expensive. I will say, leaf cutters are very expensive. They naturally have a high price tag, but you pay for quality. No problem at all, Gary. Thanks for popping in, buddy. And see, we are heading towards the end of the stream. Anyways, I've got nothing left on the list to talk about, as you may have noticed by the random ramblings. But feel free to ask any last questions or whatever before we go. Any questions, comments, or whatever? I don't know. I might just leave the stream on for a little bit longer just so we can carry on watching, because there is quite a lot of ant activity. Oh, we want a duck race. Should we do a duck race before we go then? We've got 15 people watching at the moment. 1 on Twitch and 14 on YouTube. But whoever's watching on Twitch, you're more than welcome to join in. Let's do a duck race. So if you haven't played duck race with us before, this is not for any prize. It's just for fun. All you got to do is choose a number. I'm going to put in 17 ducks. So all you got to choose is a number between 1 and 17. If your number's already been picked, choose a different number. It really doesn't matter. Let's just have a bit of fun. And there is the ducks. How many larvae do you think I have? Marcus, honestly, I couldn't tell you. Like, probably 300 or 400. I don't know. A lot. Like, a hell of a lot. Like, a lot. Right, so here's our ducks. We've got some interesting looking ducks. That one's looking a bit worrying. And we're not going to. Right, cool. Let's just get on with the race. I hope everyone's got their ducks sorted. Good evening, Sarah. Thank you for coming over on Facebook. I will, if you want to choose a number, I don't know what ones are available. If you want to be number 2 or something, Sarah, on Facebook, you would be more than welcome to that number. It has not been picked yet. So let's get this duck race underway. I've got to turn the sound off because they do my head in, these ducks. They don't stop quacking. But you let them out of the gates, quack, 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 all the way home. Right, so what we got going on in the river today? Policeman duck. Is that actually a policeman duck, or is that a sort of gay bar duck?
close here.
Yeah, that's the one I mean. Yeah, it's that sort of hat, isn't it? That's not a convincing policeman hat.
Straight.
Yeah, like next to the Viking, you can kind of believe it. But we're not going to go there because it's way before. Good luck, everyone. It's getting very competitive here. See that number 15. I don't trust that number 15. He's looking a bit shifty. Got something going on. For ducks, like you'd think they'd be a bit faster if their life depended on it. They're probably told not allowed to use their wings. There's very strict rules in the field of duck racing, overseeing committees and whatnot. Go on. Boosh, number 2 just came out of nowhere. Well done, Sarah, over on Facebook. She came in at the last minute and got that. Well done. There we go. We shut that off. Yay. See, some people watch for like years and they never win one of them. It's really weird. It's like you must just have really bad luck. Like the likeliness is that someone will win. Like you're going to win at some point if you watch enough. But people just... Did I just see an ant drop? I'm not sure. I think it's got to the point where they're so busy, like they're falling over each other. There's quite a few on there. Absolutely brilliant. But if anyone does have any further questions or comments, please do ask them now, or we're going to head towards the end of the stream and start rounding up in just a minute. I'll even put on some background music for a second. Oh, actually, I'll do that after because I won't close the stream. I'll let it stream, like you could just watch it, but I'm not going to be here to chat because I've got about a billion things to do yet. That one's carrying a pupa. Is it a pupa? That kind of looks like a peanut. Yeah, it looks more like a peanut. I'm sure it is. It's like a dried casing, empty. Am I going to do an open mic night? We might well do an open mic night, Marcus. If that's something the channel viewers would like, we could do that. It would be... We can arrange it. We have done them in the past. If you want to come on, we'll sort that out. Like, just send me a message, basically. We're shouting, no, don't go. I know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to. I've got about a billion things to do. You know what it's like. And you know what I'm like when I've got nothing to talk about. And that duck race nearly got bad. So we're just going to stop. You know, it's way not going to happen tonight. If I had more ant stuff to talk about, then I'd stay. But yeah, we'll arrange an open mic night. We'll get on that. Get some more interviews booked in and whatnot. We used to do them. We used to do open mic nights probably once every season, twice every season, but it's something we haven't done for probably a good year, actually. But right, on that note, I am going to round up and head off. I'm not going to close the stream off, so you're more than welcome to stay here and chat between yourselves. I'll even put on some backing tracks for you. But like I said, I am going to be off doing some other things. So a massive, massive thank you to everyone for watching tonight, joining in with the chat, joining in with Duck Race. It's all been great fun. I am sorry it's not much longer, but we will make more effort over the next week. Probably when my brain's not so mashed that I can actually think again. That's a good idea. But of course, a massive, massive thank you to our Patreon supporters. We have... I can't remember who's on there at a minute. %. It's gone completely out my brain. I know Katrina's on there at the moment. And JB was on there at the moment. I think Jason was on that at the moment. No, right. So I looked at it and I've got a glitch on it at the minute. So it's not showing me anything. It shows me no information at all. and it's like it shows me that I should be getting that, but then I should be getting that, and it's like it's completely messed up. So I don't know. So yeah, that's something I need to sort out. And last thing is obviously a massive thank you to our sponsors, Answer Us and Valhalla Martial Arts. But as always, for me, I will see you again soon, Anthan. See you soon. I don't know. Bye.